All right, we have spoken about we have a series on this channel where we talk about squatters, home rentals, home buying rentals, home rentals. And basically what I want to talk about, you have to be aware of certain circumstances that you let people in your home. For example, you may have an auntie that may want to stay in your home until she get herself together. Sometimes that's not the best option you need to do for yourself unless you're going to do the proper paperwork in regard. So in this video that we're going to talk about, we're talking about home buyers that actually had a house in place and the builder tried to steal the house from them. So now we got to be careful of low-level scams, and now we got to be careful of builder scams. So when you look at this title, it's from June 8th, 2022. So doing this video, I want to go back to the original video so you can be up to date of what I'm referencing. Cancel for convenience. The contract had the word cancel for convenience. That's why the title is there. All right. North Texas family loses home after builders backs out without warning. These people literally had 2 days to move into their house, and the builder built on top of the contract that was provided. But in further ado, let's go ahead and play the video. So I can add.
A North Texas family says they have a warning for anyone who's buying a home from a particular builder. Just days on the builder backed out.
It turns out the were required to sign by the builder left them with virtually no protection. Consumer reporter Steve Noviello is on your side tonight.
So we had like an island.
And then had a movie room, added a buffet cabinet area to the nook.
Tracey and Donnell Brundage were days away from moving into their forever home in Oakleaf, Texas.
It was a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath.
Here it is, completed. They had movers booked, even bought a fridge for the kitchen. But 6 days before closing,
Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
After the couple spent 16 months on the build, managed months of supply chain delays,
We were really patient with them.
and spent thousands in escrow and upgrade money, this text message changed everything.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Glacier Custom Homes, Kindred Homes, has decided to terminate the sales contract with you dated 12/15/2020.
The builder was backing out. A clause in the contract allowed them to cancel for convenience and put the house on the market. The new price, $300,000 more than the Brundages contracted to buy it for. Tracey, Donell, and their 1- and 4-year-old sons were about to be homeless.
So what I'm gathering is the builder knew that the house was more valuable than what they were actually about to be selling it for. They knew that they can get $300,000. They probably had another appraisal done on the house, personal appraisal, and they knew that at $500,000, where the couple was going to get the house for, they can make more money. And they had an ironclad contract, so they thought they did.
It's still belief really to this day.
Couple is suing Horton Capital Property Company. Lawsuit alleges the builder coerced. The lawsuit alleges the building project not continue, and in reliance that Glacier.
Okay, let's start. Sometimes my audio go in and out. So Glacier did this about having coerced the Brundages to sell their home. This is where things got sticky. Glaciers forced the couple, the Brundages, to sell their home. So the Brundages were almost homeless in this ordeal. Let's keep going.
Would deliver the final building product.
It was contingent based on us selling in our home.
Tracey and Donell agreed to sell their current home before the builder would sheetrock their new house. If they didn't have their house sold before the new build was done, there was an option to pay $2,000 a month in carrying costs to the builder to buy more time. But in an email from the builder in September of 2021, the couple was reminded to go your house, working on getting your house sold because management contingencies.
Our previous home, and so
Okay. So as you can hear, their previous home went on the market. So that means that they complied to everything that the builder wanted them to do. And in complying with what they wanted to do, their house was about to be sold. So they were forced to sell their home in addition to what's about to be stolen on their behalf. And all of this happened. Why did this happen? It's because of this so-called ironclad contract that Glacier had in place. It's terrible.
that was not the issue at all.
Their buyer gave the Brundage family a lease so they could stay in their house past the date the builder said the new home would be done. But when that day came,
January of 2022, the house is not even close to being done. So we've moved, going to an Airbnb.
inconvenient for the couple and their kids, but they thought it would all soon be worth it when their home was done. Donnell had a pool company.
So you say that the couple was ready to make plans for their house. They were ready to make plans for the house. You see the wife who's still smiling. She's still not frowning about even the ordeal. They even had a surveyor come in and spoke about building a pool and the different moves that they were going to make on their house.
Designed their new yard.
They actually came out and surveyed the land, made us a whole mock-up image of what they were going to do.
Then closing April 15th. It was supposed to be the home stretch. Kindred Homes tells the couple they need closing due to delay.
There was a delay on carpet, which caused them to reschedule the closing to April 22nd.
Another hassle for the young family, but after 16 months of moving, building, and delay, then that text message, 6 days closing date.
Okay, let's read this. Let's read this. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Glacier Custom Homes, Kindred Homes, has decided to terminate the sales contract you dated 12/15/20 for the purchase of the property located at 2010 Meadowview Drive, Oak Leaf, Texas. Please provide your current mailing address where we can mail a refund of your earnest money and upgrade deposits. I'll send a contract cancellation form via DocuSign for your signature as soon as I have your current mailing address. So they had an agreement to bill on December 15, 2020. If you look at this video, that's June 2022. So it took them a year and a half to build this house. And then this is 2 days before the couple can move into the house. How is that even legal or even possible in America? This is America, right?
The builder was canceling the sale. The escrow and upgrade money they had held for more than a year.
No reason. Like this, can you actually do it? No.
So in the next part of the video, they're going to bring in an attorney, a private attorney. This not the Brundage's attorney. This is going to be a private attorney. So let's play it and see how the attorney viewed this contract.
No reason, no nothing. Like, is this? Can you actually do this? Like, you know,
This is basically an
This
agreement
is
to
the
hold you
attorney.
hostage.
We asked Attorney Jay Friedman, who's not associated with this case, to review the Horton Capital Properties sales contract.
If you're signing a contract like you could be home.
Unlike a Texas Real Estate Commission or TREC promulgated sales contract, which offers protection of buyer and seller, he says which Horton Capital required the Brundages to sign the contract. There's independent legal advice before signing. Tracey and Donell did not. We asked Horton to walk us through the terms. They denied our interview request, saying,
Okay, so as you can see, they were forced to sign this contract. And that's the problem. They were forced to sign this contract because one of the requirements was you must sell your house before we can continue with this property. So the Brundages sold their house and they were forced to spend money by living in the Airbnb because Glacier took longer than expected to build the house. Let's continue.
It would be inappropriate. Instead, they pointed to the more than 160 homes they currently have contract, and while cancellations are not what the company, their contract clearly addresses the possibility.
In this contract, there is no protection, I would say, for the buyer.
Now the lawyer says, he said the Brundages had no protections. And this is Texas law. Now you see every state going to have different set of laws. What works in Iowa is going to be different what work in Montana. But these builders' contract was loaded on protecting them and not the buyer. Let's keep going.
No protection, I would say, for the buyer.
Take a look. Section 10, termination. It reads, seller maintains the right to terminate this contract for convenience and without regard to fault or breach, meaning with no notice and for no reason at all, the seller can walk away. And
get out of jail free.
Okay, so Glacier put anything and everything in their contract to protect them. There was absolutely no protection to the buyer. As a matter of fact, it was only up to $500 that Glacier felt that they would have been on the hook for if they did anything negligent. Only $500,000 on a $500,000 house that's later appraised for $800,000. Because you see, they tried to sell a house. I said tried because you're going to see later on in this video they did lose. But let's keep going. Okay, see if it's going to play. If it don't play, then I'll fill in.
Free because look what else it says. The contract limits damages paid to the buyer to $500.
Damages for $500. That means that the buyer is on the hook for anything outside of $500.
Try and sue? Not so fast. You've waived your right to a jury trial. Hold up the house with a title? Nope, you're not out. Do it anyway? Sorry, you've agreed in advance to allow the builder to remove it.
They know
So they knew everything that they can do to protect themselves when it come down to this contract. The problem is when they tried to do this, now they on Front Street with a lot of other buyers that know that's now aware that they could be on the hook for this type of savagery.
every angle you're going to come at them and they cuff here.
So what's the solution? You could try and negotiate the terms of a builder contract before you sign. You could opt not to buy.
Would you ever sign a builder contract like that again?
I don't know.
Or like Tracey, Donnell, 1-year-old Decklan, and 4-year-old Donnell Jr., you could find yourself.
3 words being in a contract gives you absolutely no standing at all.
Cancel for convenience.
What do if the contract anticipates and blocks all of your remedies? Well, a judge could look at the language and decide, while legal, the terms are so one-sided that they should not be enforced. A reminder to anybody entering into any kind of legal contract, it should be reviewed by an attorney. You can read the full statement.
Okay, so let's pause that one
From
because
Capital Property.
um
When you come see me on Facebook.com.
pause this one because actually this story, like I said, is from June 8th, 2022. And you might say, well, why are you talking about a story that took place so long ago? And that's because this story has an update. And let's talk about the update. All right, so in February 13th, 2023, which was almost what, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 8 months later, it's an update to this story. Let's talk about it.
Fox 4 brought you last year at the end of June when a home builder walked away a contract just days before closing, leaving a local family homeless.
So the language contract made it all perfectly legal, but legal and right are often two different things. So say you and Fox 4 consumer reporter Steve Noviello.
Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
It was the start of last summer when we first took you to Ellis County to meet the Brundage family, Tracey, Donnell Jr., and Decklan, who just days before they were set to close on a house which they contracted to buy more than a year prior, had found themselves about to be homeless after receiving this text message.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Glacier Custom Homes, Kindred Homes, has decided to terminate the sales contract which you dated 12/5/2020.
The builder, owned by Horton Capital Properties, was backing out. A clause in the contract allowed them to just walk away, to cancel for convenience, and put the house on the market for $300,000 more than the Brundages contracted to buy it for.
3 words being in a contract gives you absolutely no standing at all.
The family filed suit. We took their story to
If you're signing a contract like this, you could be homeless.
attorney Jason Friedman, who is not associated with the case, to help us understand how this could happen.
In this contract, there is no protection, I would say, for the buyer.
He walked us through the language of Horton Capital's builder contract, which the Brundages were required to sign. In it, a laundry list of what he calls
This is basically an agreement to hold you hostage.
clauses which limit damages, prevent title claims, and forfeit your right to a trial by jury. But most significantly, it allows the builder to cancel for convenience, giving
No reason, no nothing. Like, is this, can you actually do this?
free reign to, at any time before closing, refund the buyer's money that had sat in escrow for more than a year and cancel the sale.
Would you ever sign a builder contract like that again?
I don't know.
And now you won't have to either. Horton Capital Properties has confirmed to us they have removed all cancel for convenience language from their standard contract after our story sparked outrage from our audience, who called out pure greed and disrespect, saying the builder was immoral and disgusting and demanding government oversight for Texas builders. As for the Brundage family, for months, we searched county records looking for a transfer of deed to see if the issue had been resolved. Horton remained tight-lipped, the family cautious about sharing any information that could compromise a closing. But then, county records updated for the new year finally showed a transfer of deed. The Brundages got their house, sales price not recorded. In a statement, Kindred Homes tells us, quote, "We're happy to have reached a fair resolution and that the family has their beautiful home." The Brundage with new bike in their new home on Christmas morning confirm we are thankful for your work as a deal.
Okay. We see what's going on. We see that the Brundages were able to salvage what they had going on. The builders were wrong. They were in the wrong, and because they were in the wrong, the buyers were actually able to get their home, and that extra deception that was in the contract was moved out. But when I saw this, I definitely want to do a video on this. I thought it was necessary to do a video on this, and put it in the comments if you got any comments about this. But I need everyone to like these videos, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep pumping out this type of content. This is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe. And once again, we'll see you in the next video.